Okay, so yeah, so let's just start off with the front of the car. Okay, notice the grille, the lights. The lights are pretty cool looking, functional. Air ducting here, hard to see, but those are open. You know, a very wide front grille. Looks like it's going to be a very well cooled heat exchanger in the front there. Tow hook mounting point. Going to be really important. One thing to note with this is that this piece and this plastic piece can be separated once you take this out. All right, very interesting thing. Headlights, pretty sick. Badge and the GR badge, which I'm really digging. All right, let me get the lights on. Look at those on the Mazda. Indicators and the side repeaters there. The amber. Alright. Sure, there's going to be lots of parts for these to dress them up. Let's see if I can get the hazard switch. Right. Pretty sweet. Fast forward to the back. That's what the rear light looks like. Alright, they got everybody's talking about these weird curvy things here. This is a piece that can be removed, and I will probably do that at some point. Nice aero bits here, the mud flaps. Alright, this really nice swooping curve. These are active real vents, which I'm very happy to know they're real. Another thing, subtle, super subtle thing I noticed is that the old model didn't have this little piece here to fill that in. Not sure about that. Black mirror caps. We got the roof blacked out. Don't mind the dust. It's been raining inside the shop for some reason. Cavell, make it shine detailing again. Super blessed. Now I have the key. This is the key. Toyota key, obviously. It's not a Subaru, but it looks like a Subaru key. So, inside. Pick up right, cool door panels, pretty basic. This is the base model. You know, I like the little accent they put in there. Mirror switch. The stereo sounded pretty good. Get some pretty decent winter mats with it. I like these a lot, actually. Buttons. I like this thing. Check this thing out. Look at that. That's pretty slick. Cluster looks pretty badass. Big touchscreen. Select that puppy up. The chime's pretty annoying. I gotta figure out how to turn that off. The seatbelt chime will like drive you crazy. Somebody in the comments tell me how to turn that off. Toyota. I think it came with Sirius XM. Alright, so that's the boot up screen. And that's that noise. Right, so it's got all the old menus from the facelift. Alright, so immediately for the junkies like me, look at that power curve. Flat, go back. Flat torque from pretty much 2,500 RPM all the way out. And like I tell you, you can really feel it while you're driving this car. And just a really linear horsepower curve. Like you already know how this thing feels if you know how to read a graph. Slick gauges, I like them. If you hold down the track button, there, it's not doing it now. There's a track button. Maybe it needs to be on or something. Start it up. That's the track button. Boom. Track timer. You hit the lap timer. Just like that. That's really slick. Another thing I noticed too is that I'm trying to count also from the shop. Another thing I noticed is that you can pull up all the coolant temperature and oil temperature gauges on there as well. The dials, super slick. I like these, they look really good in person. Toggle switches, basically the same shift knob, just not red from the previous gen. Very simple. What I like about this a lot is the visibility. Not particularly what we're seeing here, but you know, like you got a real clear view, and you can you'll definitely be able to see where you're going quite nicely. Seats are good. I prefer them over the previous generation. They're not over bolstered. Traction control on the same spot. Feels really like good quality material over the predecessor, I must say. Got some charging ports in here. Get the flashback on. Charging ports, auxiliary, cup holder. I think I'd like to say it sounds better. So that's it. Step back here, right? Boxer, immediately very familiar with the previous gen engine. Intake manifold, definitely taller. They look like larger runners to me. Sensor location's different. I noticed too, they mount the fuel injector ECU on the chassis now. Before it was mounted on a bracket here on the engine. And it also looks to be like it's been revised. Definitely looks shrunk down. Fuse box slightly different from the old one. This AC line, Toyota, why this design? We couldn't simplify this a little bit more? It's just weird. And then goes over here, this big loop, which that feels kind of stressed out with that whole thing moving. AC compressor, big thing. Oil cooler, look at that. So a water to oil cooler, which I know people don't like, but it's better than nothing, and it's definitely better for a daily driver. If you have this in the winter, it helps get your oil temperature up quicker, well, a lot quicker than if you didn't have a oil cooler in the winter. Revised airbox, no more sound tube, but this is all a huge resonator. So I'm guessing, unlike the previous gen, putting an intake on this thing, you know, it's probably going to sound pretty awesome, which we're definitely going to do. Airbox, different design, but still very similar. This plug was not on the previous one. ABS is there. I did notice there's a sensor on the brake booster. I don't recall that being on the previous gen. Apart from that, everything else looks pretty normal. You know, fresh out of the dealer. That looks good. Small battery. I hope this doesn't leak. I don't know if anyone knows the last gen, when you would take it on track, it would leak all down here, fuck up your paint. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that, because that happened to the RX-8 already. I say we pick it up. Check it out. Oh, wheels. Yeah, they're not the worst, right? They're not the worst. They could be better though. Primacies, these are definitely not snow tires. Ask me how I know. Looks like basically the same stock brake caliper as before. Let's lift it up. So car's up on the lift. I guess closer you could see heat exchanger here. Horn. You can also see the way they've designed this like aerodynamic panel. It's very much directing the airflow towards the heat exchanger there. It's all sealed off at the top. I noticed this right away. Very interesting aerodynamic piece there. While driving the car, there's a little raised diffuser all the way through. while driving the car, 100% feels more stable on the highway and at speed. 100%. GR86, so no aluminum spindles. Control arm design looks basically the same. Tie rod looks basically the same. New panel, more cooling. Definitely more cooling around here. For the drain plug, the material on this is different. It's actually, it feels, whoa, that's significantly stiffer than the last kind of crappy material they had on there. Anything else? Yeah, you can see the openings of the vents there, and over there you could just catch that out there. But everything looks pretty simple, pretty standard. Let's get back here. Steering rack looks kind of the same. Tranny, roughly the same. Still have the same front pipe here. Heat shields, fully encased. Interesting. So all of this fully enclosed and 100%. That is making a huge difference. Wow, the floor. Look at the, wait a second. Look at the floor on this thing. It is almost completely flat. Wow. Nice. Good job, Toyota. Driveshaft looks like the old one. Oh, what is this thing? I don't remember this on the old one. What is that? Somebody smarter than me, tell me what that is. Plastic thing here. The back. Look at the arrow. It's got fins. That's sick. This thing here. The muffler is also very smooth, and it's also, get a wider angle, very enclosed under here. So definitely good job on the aero improvements. Shield. Look, the exhaust back here looks pretty similar, but the old one, the exhaust was actually entering on this side, not in the middle here. But it still looks like, from what people say, you can fit the old exhaust. Control arms and stuff look the same. Same toe adjustment point here. Camber here, once you get the camber arm. Yep. I think one thing people were talking about is where the sway bar is mounted. Toyota kept the same style as the previous gen. So we've been, this is quite an interesting box here. Look at this. It's solid on the top. And it's open in here. Very interesting. Very interesting. So guys, this is the GR86 here. Stay tuned. I'll definitely be taking more videos of this.